Hi, thanks for stopping by. My name is Brett Johnson and I am a Surface Specialist at Microsoft UK, aligned to UK policing. And what I'm going to do today over the next couple of minutes is basically take you on a whistle-stop tour of our Surface family. So a complete left to right view, full spectrum of the devices that we have today. I'm going to show you the hub in a second, but what I do want to make you aware about is all of the other devices that perhaps you may not be aware of. For example, the Studio, the 28-inch fully diagonal display that is a really, really awesome device. You know, maybe forensic, digital photo editing, camera reviews, all types of things. It's a wonderful device. All the way through to the Book, to the Pro, all the way through to the new device that you would have heard, certainly in the US market, is that of the Surface Duo. So that is the foldable screen that is running Android. It's only available in the US at the moment, but I do want you to know that there are conversations about how those markets expand around the world. And hopefully in the not too distant future, we'll have some further additional news of the Surface Duo in the UK. But what I want to do initially is talk to you and just show you around the Surface Hub. So this is the Surface Hub 2S, and it's the 50-inch version. There's been a lot of news and updates on that, which is why I wanted to focus on this just for a moment. So 50 inches across the diagonal, complete 4K touchscreen. We have a pen, or you can have multiple pens if you wanted. On the other side, we have the 4K camera on the top. And this has been a really interesting conversation starter currently for a number of reasons. Firstly, certainly with the hybrid workplace and encouraging people to come back to work. Obviously, the use of Teams has exploded. And so how do we enable people that are working from home and also in the office to be able to have that connected experience on Teams? And that's kind of been the number one driver as to the Surface Hub. But don't forget around the fact that you've got the Office applications that you can install on here. You obviously have the whiteboard that will connect back to Office 365. You can share files via OneDrive, but more importantly, just that one-click join into a Teams meeting. Couple of updates I'll give you. The 85-inch version of this will be available in January, and also the Windows 10 build has just been updated. So for those of you that have heard Firebird, that's been released and that will be rolling out via Windows Update as of now, which is the end of October. But you can install a regular Windows 10 build onto this if you wanted to, and the reason you may want to do that is for maybe specific applications for command and control that you can't natively install via the store, but actually want to have running on a screen like this for touch and general collaboration. Couple of things to note, that this is on a steel case stand, which means it's completely tetherless because we also have the battery in there as well. So, you know, it's a wonderful device, and if you want to know more, if you want to borrow and loan some of these devices, we can make that happen too. So let me know details at the end as we go through the presentation. So, couple of updates for you. We have the Surface Pro X. So here it is. This is the Surface Pro X V2. What you need to know about this guy is that it is a 13-inch across the diagonal Pixel Sense display. All-day battery life, and that all-day battery life is part and parcel of the ARM processor that Microsoft and Qualcomm co-developed together. So this is V2, right? So this is going to give us slightly better performance than we had with the V1. This variant has got the gigabit LTE, but we've also got the embedded pen, which is just fantastic. And this is what I use for my note taking. Obviously got Windows Hello. It comes in the nice platinum format, and we also have this is actually a V1 Black, but for all intents and purposes, it's exactly the same size. A couple of things I just want to make you aware on with the Pro X. It's cloud managed through Intune and Autopilot. But what we can do with this guy, just so you know, is we have the capability of removing the hard drive from either data retention or serviceability point of view, and just in there is where you would put the LTE SIM card. So yeah, as I say, this is a really neat device. Having more and more conversations around this, and there is also the App Assured program that can help with moving applications that typically have been Intel driven and how we move them onto an ARM platform, which gives us that all-day better battery life. So that's the Surface Pro X. The next one I want to talk about, which has got a lot of airtime, is our new Surface Laptop Go. Right, it's the same form factor as the Laptop 3. We'll come to Laptop 3 a little later. But what we have here is the Laptop Go, always on, so just open the screen and it turns on. And then what you'll see is that the fingerprint reader is lit up. So Windows Hello this time isn't through the camera, but it's actually through your fingerprint reader, which again is a really neat addition. So this is 12.4 across the diagonal. It's running a 10th generation Intel processor that's going to give you the grunt. This really is an affordable device compared to this laptop 3, and it provides you with an alternative. And what we have is, along with the fingerprint reader, is the studio mics and the Omnisonic speakers, which when used with Teams give you a really neat Teams experience, just working from home without necessarily requiring a headset. I really like it. It's one of been the device that I have used mainly actually over the past couple of weeks since I've had one. Aluminium shell with a nice durable recyclable material at the back. And it is, you can take the hard drive out of this as well. So again, further conversation to have. So you can data retain the hard drives, and if you want, just to compare, there's the blue version and there is also a rose gold version as well. Really, really nice devices. And again, if you're looking at potentially arming police officers with a very durable device, then the Surface Laptop Go is certainly a potential product for that. Just so you know though, as I have the devices here, thank you MTC, this is the Surface Go V2. This again has LTE variant, and just to put this on the side just so you can see, so the Laptop Go V2 is 10-inch, this is the 12, 14, again across the diagonal, remember. And then if I grab the Laptop 3 and put that behind, you can see the difference in the screen sizes, depending on the user types and the requirements and all sorts of things. So yeah, they're wonderful devices to have for police officers. If we then move forward, oh no, sorry, I was going to show you about the Laptop 3, I beg your pardon. Because I have one, and thank you to Matt for getting this ready, one of the biggest conversations that I have is around data retention and keeping the hard drives and things. So along with the Surface Pro X, along with the Laptop Go, which you can take the hard drive out, but I must stress we need to have additional conversations just so I can go through the intricacies with you. But here is the Laptop 3, and if I remove the keyboard via a skilled trained technician, thank you Matthew, you then get exposed to just how neat and well built these Surface devices are put together, but we also have the hard drive there that obviously you can take out and arguably replace if you wanted to. But again, further conversations to have, just to go into the nitty gritty of it all, but I wanted to make you aware that this is absolutely available for the hard drive conversations around the Surface Pro X, Laptop Go, and the Surface Laptop. Okay. Other conversations that are really resonating that are specific to Surface and Microsoft 365 is around security. So all the way from the chipset, all the way through to the Microsoft 365 experience and the settings you can turn on or off. But I do want to focus on UEFI for a moment, which is essentially the Surface BIOS, and being able to control that remotely through autopilot, through the configuration settings that you have with Azure Active Directory. What does that mean? Well, it means you can turn things like the USB ports on or off, you can turn the webcams on or off. There's lots of settings that you can have that really will secure the device. So if anybody does steal it, frankly, it can become unusable. In conjunction with UEFI, we also have the TPM V2 hardware chip. And what that does is looks after the integrity and authenticity of the device. So if anybody has stolen or acquired the device, and they try and replace the hard drive or try and get in via other means, it recognizes that and just will refuse to boot. In conjunction with Windows 10, so with your antivirus, with the ransomware protection and the heuristics anomaly protection and all of the things that you get part and parcel of Windows 10 Pro or Enterprise are all baked in. Windows Hello, as you saw, there's the fingerprint on the Laptop Go, and then we've got the IR Windows Hello cameras on everything else, so using your face to log in. And then there's a whole ton of stuff that you can go and turn on from a security and configuration point of view with the wider Microsoft 365 stack with Azure Active Directory and Intune. Along with the security conversations, this one is probably the next one that I'm having a lot of. And this is basically looking at the lifecycle management of a Surface device. So you make the decision to buy Surface, woohoo! And then working with your reseller, the device IDs and serial numbers are then added into your tenant. And what that essentially means is the tenant is ready to configure your Surface devices as they get delivered to the user. So depending on the logistics and conversations that you have with your partner and reseller, you'll then look at delivering potentially the device to your employee's house or at a predefined address. So Royal Mail, DPD, there you go, sir, madam, there's your new device. Oh, thanks very much. What they'll then do is they'll open it up. They will then connect it to a Wi-Fi. It's part of the out-of-the-box experience. And then it's going to ask for you to log in. So username and password, along with multi-factor authentication. And then at that point, once everything's successful, of course, and you've logged in and proved that you are who you are, it will then start to push down policy based on either the device type, the user, and who you are or the groups that you're a part of, and then start configuring the intended policy of Windows 10, the UEFI, so the BIOS settings, applications from a Microsoft point of view, but there may be other applications that you have that you want to install and push down onto the device, which is all part and parcel of this modern management experience. This is part of the NEP blueprint with regard to Design Refresh 2 and Framework 11. And again, we can have further conversation to go into the detail on that. We've talked about the Surface devices. They're wonderful. Everybody loves to have this premium device. And we can certainly have conversations from a commercial point of view that makes this viable, and we have had and will continue to have a number of forces go down the Surface route. But it's not just around the lifecycle management and security. There's also a environmental piece to this as well, so around sustainability. So the back end of the Laptop Go has a recycled material here in conjunction with the aluminium casing that's recycled plastic from the sea. And then if we look at the boxes that the devices actually ship in, they're all recyclable as well. And it's a massive conversation at the moment, right? And so everybody should be doing their part for the planet of which we are. So just a nice little touch. There's accessibility conversations to have as well. And again, more detail on that when we chat. So look, a very quick whistle-stop tour. If there's any questions or further conversations you'd like to have, please email me, brettjoe@microsoft.com, and enjoy the rest of the time. And thanks for dropping in.